Hoy vamos a hablar de mandatos informales. Today we're going to talk about informal commands. As mentioned earlier, a mandato is a command. A command is something that you demand of somebody else. It's not a request, it's something that needs to happen in the moment. A regular command, when it's affirmative, meaning that it doesn't have a negative no in front of it, always uses the third person singular present tense form. For example, if I wanted to say eat and demand that somebody eats, I would put in the third person singular form of comer, which is come. So if I wanted to say speak Spanish, I would again put hablar in the third person singular form, which is habla. So I would say habla español. Pretty easy, right? Well, we also have negative commands, and negative commands essentially are just commands that use the form no in front of it. Negative commands are more complicated than affirmative commands. You have to put it in the first person singular form, the yo form, drop the o, and add the opposite ending.
Wait, an opposite ending? What could that be?
As you know, Spanish has three types of infinitives, AR, ER, and IR. And as you know, in the present tense, they tend to group up, so ARs have the same conjugations, and ERs and IRs, other than nosotros, have about the same conjugations. For that reason, they're considered opposites. AR's opposite ending is an E, whereas ER and IR's opposite ending is an A. Let's try it out. Let's say this time I want to say don't eat.
We know that the yo form of comer is como. Next, we drop the o, com. Finally, we add the opposite ending with s. So let's look at it. Comer is an ER verb, so therefore its opposite ending is an A. As a result, we get comas. Altogether, we get no comas, don't eat. Let's do the same thing with an AR verb. Don't speak English. We know that hablo is the yo form. We drop the o, habl, and we add the opposite ending with an s. We know hablar is an AR verb, so we have to use the opposite ending of e, which forms hables.
Altogether, we get no hables. Be careful.
There is always the temptation to take a shortcut. Shouldn't no decir be? No decas? Doesn't sound right, huh? So it's really important that you always follow the steps. You put in the yo form, you drop the o, and you add the opposite ending with an s. As you know, the yo form of the decir is digo, so if we drop the o and add the opposite ending, we get no digas, which means don't say it. So again, it's very important that you follow these steps.
A few reminders.
There are some irregular commands in the affirmative form. We will go over those in class, so make sure to take great notes when I see you next. Because we're using the present tense, all stem changers and all spelling changes are fair game in the imperative form. When I say imperative form, I mean the command form.
For example, pedir in the third person singular form becomes pide, so to say order that for me, you say pide. It's really important that you maintain that stem change in the conjugation.
And lastly, remember that these are mandatos informales. They're informal commands. They're directed to tú. So be very careful because you can't use this with certain adults.
Okay, so try them out. You've got no hacer, escribir, buscar, no luchar, and dar.
Gracias.